Hello and welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And this is the show that demystifies technology and tells you how to use it better. And so this week, we're going to demystify it through your mail.
So we're going to let them answer the questions this year.
Well, that would actually be good. We should ask you guys questions. You can mail in your answers. Yeah. How's that? No, I don't think that's how it works. We're going to put on our thinking caps and answer the email that you guys have sent us, which you usually send to
feedback@labrats.tv.
That's right. It's my favorite. In fact, the email that you should regularly use to email us is
feedback@labrats.tv.
And in case you want to send pictures, you can also send that to.
Quit asking me this at feedback.labrats.tv.
Okay, got it. All right, so today is yet another episode of Mailbag. We will be answering your questions, so we will get to that right after this. All right, well, let's get straight to it, Mr. Carruthers.
All right. We have a question for you, Mr. Andy Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I love your segments on the iPhone as I just bought one. I'd like to listen to them on my iPod while walking. This is, by the way, this is from Ginny in California. Mm-hmm. She asks, 2 questions. How to listen to an audio podcast? And more important, can I subscribe to you through iTunes?
Oh, very, very good questions, right. So easy answers to, the reality is anything that is either an MP3 format or an AAC format audio file that is synced to your iPod can be played as music.
Yes.
So it can be played as audio, I should say, and so audiobooks will work. You just want to sync it with iTunes onto your device. Now, in the case of podcasts, you can, so all you want to do is go into iTunes, locate the podcast, and there'll be a subscribe button. As soon as you subscribe to it, it will then download the latest episodes, or you can actually, there's a setting that would allow you to download the latest 3 or the latest 5 or whatever it is you want. When that's downloaded, when it's available, next time you sync your device, it will be available on here. Now, it takes a little bit of digging to get to where they are stored. And if you're going to click on your iPod, where are we going to put this? Down here?
Yep.
All right. So you're going to click on your iPod icon here. And if you go down here, well, I'm already there, but there is a podcast option. But I'm actually in the, I'm already in the more option down here. But this would probably start out on that icon there. You want to click on more, and then you'll find everything located, both the video and audio podcasts.
There we go. So this is all separated out from your music and from videos you put on there.
That's right. So that's how you find it, and then you push play. So that's easiest.
That was the first part of the question. The second part is, can we subscribe to us?
To us, yeah, of course you can. Locate any of the shows from butterscotch.com by searching it, using it as the search, and there will be a subscribe button there. So you can click subscribe, and they will come automatically to your iPod every time that they're available.
Yep. So you can search for us through iTunes. You can actually even go to butterscotch.com, and there are links there on the site to allow you to subscribe.
That's right.
With
Yeah,
one click on a button.
let's pop over to that real quick here. Butterscotch.com. If we go to shows, go down to Lab Rats, and it says subscribe to this show. So if you click on the iTunes subscription, it will actually open iTunes and subscribe you to all of our shows.
So there you go. So you have to subscribe to get it into the podcasts folder onto your iPhone. Otherwise, it'll go underneath the name that it's under. So it'll be, in this case, Andy Walker and Sean Carruthers. So if you just download it directly and then throw it into your iPhone, look for it under Andy's name.
There you go.
Potentially. But subscribing is better because then it shows up as a podcast.
There you go. All right. Next one, please. This one's for you, Sean. So this is from Kim in location unknown. We don't know where you're from.
Tell us where you are when you send in these questions.
She has a religious question for you.
Could be a he.
Could be what?
Kim could be a he.
Kim could be a he too. Yeah, I shouldn't assume that. Okay, so this is a religious question. Which is the best, iPhone or Blackberry Tour?
Blackberry Tour. Blackberry Tour is the newest, one of the newest Blackberries. That wasn't the answer, by the way. Mm-hmm. We're just framing that. So
very good.
We're not talking about a tour of the Blackberry.
No.
Actually, when I saw this first thing, I know we've done some product tours of both the iPhone 3GS and some of the new Blackberries. So I was thinking, which tour is best? Well, all of our tours are the best. Now the question is, which is best of the hardware, and the answer is really whatever one you prefer best. We did this before on gaming, like which is best, the Sony or the Nintendo, or whichever one you like best, really. Yep. If you're used to the BlackBerry, that one is really, really good. And if you like the iPhone way of doing things, that one is the best choice.
I think, if you're very email centric, right, and you want to type a lot of messages, the Blackberry is going to be for you.
Yeah.
Because it's got a keyboard and it's designed really as a messaging device. The iPhone is a little finicky to type messages.
Yeah.
And the iPhone, conversely, is very much about applications and web surfing and the visual piece of it. So, if you want to do a lot of web surfing, a lot of playing with apps and stuff like that, then the iPhone will be for you.
Yeah, that really is what it comes down to, is apps versus the business integration and email.
There you go.
And a lot of people that need to integrate it with business will swear by the BlackBerry every single time.
That's right. Okay, next. I'm just going to fold this up and send it back via airmail.
You can do some origami there.
Yep.
All right, so this is from Jerry Fu 123 at, well, let's not put that out. His name is Jerry.
Yeah.
He loves our show.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Of course he does.
He recently got a new laptop, and it is his first laptop. When the battery of the laptop dropped to 3%, it goes into hibernate mode. And he got scared since he's never used this function before. And I've seen that before, and I panicked. So I understand your pain, Jerry. Can you guys tell me what is the difference between hibernate and sleep modes?
Oh, good.
And he's read that on the internet that hibernate mode will cause problems with your computer. Is it true?
Well, this all depends on whether or not you're running Windows XP or Windows Vista, or the forthcoming Windows 7. So under Windows XP, there was two modes. There was standby and there was hibernate. Standby was something that would allow your computer to go into a low power state and then restore your functionality, but it wouldn't save an enormous amount of power. It would turn some things off. Hibernate actually shuts all the hardware down, takes a photograph of what's going on and dumps it to the disk so that you can resume quickly from a very low power state. So in Windows Vista, Microsoft combined the two, standby and hibernate, into something called sleep mode. So it does this. It goes to sleep, so everything, the screen turns off. It takes it's ready to resume when you touch the keyboard. After 3 hours, by a default period of time, it goes into hibernate mode. So it actually will then shut everything down, write to disk, and so it's sort of a hybrid of the two.
Right.
So ultimately, you kind of want to use sleep because it's the best of both worlds. It's a low power state, but it's also an instant resume as well.
Right, so you just press on a mouse button or the shift key or something, and pew, up it comes again. Same thing happens on the Mac as well. So
there you go. Okay, good. There you go. All right, next question.
So, but can it damage your computer? Can it cause problems?
Yeah, well, actually, no. Under XP, yeah, there was always a problem with the hibernate mode. Sometimes it would conflict with the BIOS and the low power settings and the energy-saving bits and pieces inside the system. So you would get lots of crashes, or you'd lose your data and that sort of thing. Under Windows Vista, they said they were going to repair this, and they did. And you'll find there's a lot less in the way of crashes these days when it goes into sleep mode or hibernate mode.
Right. So if you're having problems with it when you do this, update your system.
Well, that's always the other thing is to if you're having problems with this and you're running XP, if you update your chipset, this will actually often solve that problem.
Very good.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Next. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. This is from Jeff from location unknown again. I have been watching your show on my MacBook through Boxy. Right? It's a new website with video content, and I've truly enjoyed watching. Now that Vista is out and prevalent, I'm once again on a system hunt. I'm going to buy a new computer. How do I choose a system that will run smoothly with Vista without overspending? And I know you're the hardware guy. He's not planning on running anything incredibly CPU intensive, but he can't handle watching Vista thrash around like it does while running simple programs like Firefox and OpenOffice.
Okay.
Okay. And so he's looking for an answer.
Okay, well, this is a hardware question, but I'm going to give you a software answer. Wait for Windows 7. Because this is part of the problem with Windows Vista, is that it was so resource intensive that it would cause your system to thrash around a lot unless you maxed out the CPU and maxed out the RAM. And Windows 7 is actually a much leaner operating system. And we're now talking about a month or two out, it's going to be available at the store. So
yeah, in October of 2009.
Right. So if you can wait. And Windows 7 may address a lot of these problems so that it won't be a huge issue for you. Now, that said, if you are stuck with Vista right now, I know what you're talking about, and that's...
Look for my book. I have a whole chapter on optimizing Windows Vista.
Yeah, we hid that.
Windows Vista Help Desk.
All right, so one of the big things you want to do is make sure that you have a lot of RAM in your system.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest way to make sure that it's not thrashing around, is if you've got only 1 gigabyte of RAM in your system, bump it up. Get at least 2. I'd say even go for 4. It's cheap enough now that you can afford that.
Right.
And that's the quickest way to avoid those problems.
And Windows Vista is almost gone, so my book is going to be available in the discount bin of your local bookstore. Make sure you go buy that, because I think Chapter 6 is all about how to optimize Windows Vista to make it not power hungry and resource intensive.
Yeah, but I say probably the better way to do it is if you can wait for 7 and see if that fixes that problem.
And buy Windows Vista Help Desk from Andy Walker.
And Windows Vista Help Desk or Windows 7 Help Desk.
I'm not going to do that one. I should, but I'm not. Okay, good. Thank you, Sean. Thanks for the opportunity to print my book.
All right. I think it's my turn. So, first of all, I want to say I really like your show. You guys know how to get on this mailbag thing. This is from Bastian in Cologne, Germany, or Cologne. In the last episode, you talked about Gmail, and Andy mentioned that he has the Google mobile app on his iPhone. Here's the problem. He's using Gmail as well, and he uses it to receive emails from his other email addresses, as you have.
Yep.
Of course, I can also send from those email addresses, but he couldn't find that feature, how to send from multiple email addresses on the application on the iPod Touch.
Okay. This is worth a little longer discussion. I'm going to demonstrate this. Okay. So I'm first going to go to your desktop. Your desktop, and I'm going to go, and I've opened Gmail in my web browser. I'm going to click on over here. So this is my main screen. I'm going to click on over here to my settings. And if you go to accounts, you will see all the identities that I can send mail as. So as you can see, they're all listed here, except that the one andy@butterscotch.com is my default.
Right.
Right? So that's the one that primarily comes up when I first go to send a piece of email through Gmail. The problem is, sorry, on the desktop in the browser, when you do that, you can choose the different identities.
Okay.
When it comes to your iPhone, and you browse there using the mobile app, it doesn't give you that option. It only sends as your default identity. And I couldn't find a function. I dug and dug. I have a sneaking suspicion Gmail hasn't got there yet. I suspect you'll see them rev in one of the next versions. If this becomes an apparent problem, that's what's going to happen.
There we go.
So if you want to, if there's something that you send on a regular basis, change your default just for this.
Right. Okay. So the short answer right now is you can't unless you change your default.
No can do. Right.
All right, so do that all from the desktop.
Okay, and finally, this one's for you, Sean, from John Doyle in the UK. And he says, oh, actually, it's not even really for you. It was actually emailed to, it says, Yo, Biff and Boo.
I can speak for the cats.
Okay, good. I know you two are responsible. Release that lab rat from the robot's grip. He's talking about this in behind you, right? Only cunning cats would be so cruel. We've all seen Dr. No, cats and evil go hand in glove, and that robot is crushing his brain. And I hate to see a lab rat in pain. This guy is on drugs. I fear his computer knowledge is being squeezed out from him. A brain-damaged lab rat equals no show. Yours, Roger Moore's safari suit, the tropical UK.
There we go. So here we go. What he is talking about is right here. We've had on our set here.
Ah, yes.
You know, Biff and Boo haven't really been here so far as I know, although I don't know whether you let them out at night.
They're here in spirit.
Parts of them are here,
Yep.
definitely, and I think Matt is resisting sneezing half the time here. But yes, I think they may have snuck in the middle of the night and put this. I'm going to rescue the lab rat here. There we go. You're free, buddy.
Oh, there you go. Saved by John Doyle in the UK, who sniffed something he shouldn't have.
Now, nobody cares about Beaker, though. Beaker's a place-like grip as well.
That's right. Hey, if we get John Doyle's picture, we should put that up in the claws.
Yeah, that's
That'd be fun.
Good reason to send your pictures. We might put it in the robot's claw.
All right. All right, well, let's take a break. When we come back, the usual nonsense towards the end of the show. You can send your questions to us for future episodes of Mailbag, too.
Get your brain crushed by robot at labrats.tv.
Or more simply,
feedback at labrats.tv.
All right. More after this. Hey, you're playing something better than mine. Clever boy. All right, I just want to mention one thing before we get on with picture time, and that's that we have lots of educational content around Gmail on butterscotch.com. We've done 2 10-part series. The first one was Gmail 101 by a lovely gal called Molly McDonald, who does a lot of our tutorial series. So go check that out. Also recently published a 201 on intermediate studies, and that's by another guy that does a lot of work with us, Dot Callahan.
Dr. File Finder.
Dr. File Finder, that's right. So let's have a little look at a clip of one of those shows, just to give you a taste of it. And when we come back, picture time.
Welcome on deck. I'm Matt Harris.
Hi, I'm Jay Goldman.
Welcome to the A-List.
Hi, welcome to Miss Download.
A filter is created to send messages to another location or have an action performed on a message before you even read it. For example, you could create a filter that would take all messages from a certain person, which contains certain words, and then choose to immediately archive it, mark it as read, star it, have one of your labels applied to it, have it forwarded to another email address, have it automatically deleted, or make sure it's never sent to spam.
Now, if you want to see the whole 10-part series, of course, pop on over to butterscotch.com. Click on the Tutorials tab, and all of that free educational material is there for you.
Did Dr. FileFinder tell us how to use Gmail to send us an email for Mailbag?
No, but you could.
Send us an email at feedback@labrats.tv.
Right.
I've already done that gag today, so.
I know you have. Okay, let's move on to picture time because we want to see who's out there watching us.
All right, well, we're not going to see the person watching us, but we're going to see how they watch us.
Okay.
So this is from Brad, points unknown, but I think he's from the States.
Yep.
And this is his computer setup. So that's the first part of the equation, but he also sent us another setup. We often see people's computer setups. He also sent us his audio setup.
Whoa.
And this is his tower of
retro.
Tower of retro, so a lot of different stereo components here. And he's not rocking the iPod, he's rocking this gigantic stack. And I notice over here, you can't see on this picture right here, but he's actually listening to Abacab by Genesis.
On tape.
On cassette.
Nice.
And
nice.
I approve. I totally approve of that.
Now, if you're under the age of, I would say 30, you're probably not familiar with that music came on tape. But it did at one point in time. There was no such thing as this digital music on a chip.
I know you still have most of your collection on 8-track.
No, I don't, but I do have the LPs. I really do. It's in a milk carton somewhere in my basement.
LPs are coming back.
I know they're hot.
There you go.
All right.
Cassettes, not so much.
Now, you can send your pictures to us, and then it could be anything, right? It can be pictures of your setups, your computers. You want to show that stuff off. You want to show off your website and talk about your podcast or whatever it is that you do. We would also like to see pictures of you, of course, and your kids, and or your mom, or your sister, or whatever it is. You can send it in, and we'll show it off on our lovely big screen here on the show.
Yes.
And you can do that by emailing.
Genesis Abacab is the best album of all time ever at labrats.tv.
Yeah, or more simply.
Feedback@labrats.tv.
And I did want to give him an opportunity because I knew he had something good saved up right there. All right. Well, that's it for Lab Rats. Thanks for playing this week with us. We'd be foolish to be here if you weren't out there. My name's Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And we'll see you next time.
Are you ready?
Hi, welcome to Andy Walker. This is Sean Carruthers.
Are we done?
It's fast. Thanks for watching. See you next week.